Hi everyone, hope you well. This is CoinsKid. I'm just going to dive into Cardano once again. Thank you for support. Okay, big up the CoinsKid crew. Thank you to each and every single one of you for everything that you do. So you can see Cardano yesterday, it lost that low, didn't it? It was anticipating putting in a little bit of an ascending triangle here, and you can see it lost that support and this potential inverse head and shoulders that we was eyeballing as well, just there, that neckline, and it rolled. It basically ran into resistance and rolled over. But you've bounced off a key level support, which is really good. So for me, Cardano is still relatively bullish, okay, but it's just a little bit boring, a little bit flat. This is what it does, we went for a whole month of this consolidation before it did start to break out. Let me remind you, okay, when I first took this on for Cardano, we sort of went up and we rolled over just here, and I remember all of this, it sort of went sideways just here, doing pretty much what it's doing now, and it just went sideways. It was up and down, chip chop, sideways, boring. We started to label Cardano as a stable coin, but you're looking at Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's breaking out. It's starting to move onwards and upwards. And around about this time last year, Cardano did exactly the same thing, where it just sort of went sideways. It had a bit of a roll, a bit of a dump. Even when Bitcoin was bullish, it dumped. This is what it does, and it just allows Bitcoin to sort of front run, get in front, and then it'll play catch up to Bitcoin basically. So I think Cardano's bullish. I think you're looking for an extension. I do think you're going to get to all these price predictions up here, providing we continue to hold support, obviously, but it's just going to get a bit boring, a bit flat, and it does do this. It sort of goes sideways a bit until it starts to break out. I mean, this was beautiful. This was primarily because of the Alonso hard fork upgrade, wasn't it? Just a upgrade, sorry. And you can see it just absolutely metal face. It's running its resistance, come back, and then it just absolutely exploded. And then obviously it's had its bit of a correction just there. Hopefully we're putting an A, B, C, and we don't put in any deeper correction than this. Anything's possible. This is Cardano, this is crypto, this is what it does. But you have broken out of a key level resistance, and you are forming these high lows. Even here you're forming high lows, so you're looking great. You're looking good for continuation. Worst case scenario, I'm going to give you a key level support if you do ever see a correction in the market. Okay, this is, I think this is a major level of support that you will see Cardano bounce from. Okay, and it's not much of a correction from here, to be honest with you. It's only around about 10%, I think. If you do see a correction in the markets for Cardano, I do think that this yellow line will be really, really fruitful for a level of support, and it's the 20 EMA on the weekly time frame, which currently sits at around about $1.98. And obviously, as time goes on and we sort of consolidate more, that level of support, that base level of support which you got just there, that will actually start to creep up. And this is what's going to make you break out, basically, because when you adhere to the EMAs, okay, you're adhering to them and are slowly doing this. Look, this is what creeps you up, and if you continue to do that and hold it, this is where you start to break out, because you find support on important levels of support, primarily the 20 EMA on any time frame. You look at any time frame, if you're holding it, you're bouncing off it, it's pushing you up. Okay, it's like propping you up as you go up, and it's a support. And if you start to lose that, that's a bit of a precursor. You're looking at a retracement in that particular time frame. Do you understand that? So for me, your Cardano is bullish, but you're holding the key level support for continuation. Just there, we've lost the key level support. That was basically, I looked at that as some kind of bull flag. A bit optimistic there. I do think that looking at it right now on the hourly time frame anyway, I do forget to zoom in sometimes. You've got a descending triangle, you broke out, and then you create another descending triangle. These are negative patterns, these basically reversal patterns. I think from there to there, if we sort of measure this, did we meet the technical target so far? You've lost that neckline just there, as you can see. You had a bit of a fake out just there where you broke that resistance. You were broken out of a bull flag, descending triangle, whatever. We're looking bullish, and then we rolled back and we lost that support just there. We came back down, we bounced off another level of support, got another little fake out, and obviously we've essentially, technically come down to the target right now. A little wick down to this technical support down here, which is this upper trend line of support which you're adhering to, because looking at it like this, Cardano, look, you've got the low, you've got the high, you've got a low, you've got a high and a higher low, basically. So you are flipping bullish. You're in some kind of ascending sort of channel right now. If you continue to do this, it's what will eventually bring you up to these levels of support. But if you do start to lose this green trend line of support, potentially you could have a little wick down to that white line, which is the weekly 20 EMA, which is at 199, which I've just shown you. Okay, worst case scenario. But you're bullish, you're holding support, you're looking for continuation. And I do think at some point, this is, like I said to you, if you're holding the EMAs and you're above them and you're coming up to resistance like up here, you start to create ascending triangles. But if you're sort of hitting your head on resistance and it's rolling down, look like that, you create descending triangles, ascending triangles, descending triangles, horizontals, whatever you want to call it, boom, continuation patterns. happens. Primarily, you continue to the downside, but you can obviously break to the upside. So it's all a game of support and resistance right now. So for me, you've carried out that technical target just there. Look at that, of this descending triangle, basically for Cardano. And right now, you are holding a key level support. So is there any other sort of pattern that you're creating? For me, this is some kind of potential ascending triangle, although the highs are a lot higher. Let's have a look at this. So have you broken out already? Yeah, it's hard to say. Is that a rising wedge? Is that a rising wedge? You know, or is it a descending triangle? To me, that looks a bit of a rising wedge, to be honest with you. So technically, you run into a level of resistance right now. You could see another little rollover coming back down to where you formed the wedge. So you could be looking at a little dump round to about 219. You know, get another retest of this trend line, start to come up, and with that, you might actually get creating a higher low just there. Look, you create some kind of beautiful W bottom pattern. This is, you know, resistance just there. Resistance start to break out, and you start to flip back up after you've held this key level support. Do you see that? So it's all potential plays. You know, I have a habit of sort of trying to spot patterns before they actually play out, and sometimes I'm wrong. I hold my hands up, you know. But right now, that to me looks a bit of a rising wedge. Potentially lose it, come down, get a bounce there, bounce back up. You're still creating higher lows, and essentially some larger ascending triangle. You've got your level of resistance just there, essentially a W bottom pattern. Break that, boom, see you later. So let's say for experiment, okay, I've given you support targets. If you start to come down, you lose this green trend line, you start to fall any deeper, you've got a technical support line down there at 199, because you'll start to look at a bit of a correction right there, a rollover. Okay, so if you do lose support, you've got a level of support down there. But if you do start to break this level of resistance just here for Cardano, you would be looking at a lovely little long. Let's have a look at this. It would be from there to there. So if you start to come up and break that level of resistance at 224, you know, after you put in this sort of correction right now, it looks as though you're losing that support just there of a rising wedge. Look, boom, 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 rolling out, come back down to 219, start to pick up like this, come back down, meet the technical target, do something like this, you know, put in this beautiful double bottom like that with high lows. Look at that, an ascending triangle, basically a reversal pattern, and you start to come up and break that $2.24, you could be in a technical target to that. So it's, like I said, it's not major, it's not much, it's like chip chop sideways. So you could be looking at a nice little sort of long up around about 3.13%, sorry. So that's basically Cardano. Lose support, you got a technical target to the downside, you know, and break resistance here, you got a technical target to the upside. Hopefully this particular pattern that I'm spotting right here, this is a little play that we can get in for Cardano over the next couple of days, basically. That's Cardano. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.